presentation, I'll show you a couple of ways that Kahoot 360 is being used. And hopefully you'll learn that, if you use it well, you can actually, really unlock some of that workforce engagement. All right, before we do that, building on the last numbers, some of them are pretty tough, but what's your best advice as professionals on how to engage employees and colleagues in the workplace? So if you had one piece of advice that you could share, what would it be? And again, sharing is caring. So please let us know. I'll just put that one back up here too. If you guys want to, if people are struggling to get in, there's a QR code here while those come through. Yeah, wow, a lot of great things here, right? Recognition, asking questions, Kahoot, of course, I guess that's to be expected. Be energetic, enthusiastic, know your people, really interact with result. Love that one. Yeah, participate, bite-sized content, empathy, great word. Listen to them, and then of course gamification, and everybody on this call of course will be fairly biased towards that one. So really nice list. Thank you again for sharing. Hopefully some of your peers in this call got some inspiration from that as well. And just a reminder, if you need to join, I know we had a little break there, so if you need to scan that one and start again, feel free to do that. All right, thanks for that. All right, well, let's jump into the 6 ways to engage your workplace with Kahoot 360. We have 6 hidden tiles, which we will reveal one by one as we go through. So hopefully you find this fun and insightful as we move through. So the first is really about transforming. It's easy to get started with Kahoot. You don't need to be a Kahoot creation pro. In fact, the system is very good at this now. You can just instantly drop anything, sync all your slides that you have, your PDFs, whatever it might be, into the system, and it will generate questions using AI now. And then from there, you can sort of curate it, customize it as you want it with your own branding, whatever it might be, and then just get going and playing with your employees. So it's really like a 1, 2, 3 process. I'll just show you what that kind of looks like in practice, and we'll talk over this one a little bit. So hopefully it's not too, good thing I've turned the music off because it gets a little loud on that one. So here's a good view of just, you could drag your presentation. This one's around green energy. I've just dragged it straight into Kahoot. Now from there, I will sync it up, and we'll actually add questions and then disperse them in between or wherever it makes sense in the presentation, so that you actually have added interactivity. And then from there, you can just go ahead and present, and you can use something like we're using right now, which is going to be presentation mode, or you can use any of the other modes that we have. So it's really honestly that simple. It used to take, maybe, it could be hours, but now it takes literally a couple of minutes and you can make a Kahoot. So everybody should get started on this really fast. And then, talk about engaging your employees. It's never been easier just to, whip together a Kahoot and take something that could have been really boring and mundane and make it into something that's, a lot more interactive and fun for everyone. Plus get feedback and data as you go through. I'll come back to that as well. What I also wanted to mention is that we are actually just added AI generated images. So in addition to be able to, of course, the Kahoot will now add questions in, you can actually just add or generate, bespoke images as you go, which is great, because if you have a specific use case that you don't have an image for, or you don't have, something like your team hasn't produced that particular image, you can actually just create it on the fly as well. So that's another way we're just making it very simple for you to get going, make a Kahoot, and hopefully engage your employees. And this one's available today. All right, so that's the first one. The next, I think you're getting more familiar with this one, but it's being able to deliver engaging live training with presentation mode and Q&A. So before we do that, question for you. What Kahoot question type have you used to collect opinions? I guess it could be, I guess it could be more than just one type. So if there could be a few. So there are some of them on the platform. You've used a couple of them today, actually. So I know for a fact that you've used, sorry, 1 second here. Yeah, I know for a fact that it is, you've used Scale, you've used Word Cloud, you've used Drop-In. So a lot of people, you guys are great. You guys have used a lot of these. So we have many, many, many different ways to use Kahoot. Some of you have actually, 44% of you have used Brainstorm, which if you have not tried it yet, I spoke about it in the last session that we had in May. Do go back and have a look at that session to see some of the use cases around Brainstorm. It's honestly the quickest way to do any kind of workshop in a company. So like you don't need flip charts anymore. You can actually just get a Brainstorm going instantly, and it works, of course, on hybrid as well. So you don't have to have everybody in the same room, and you can still get the same result. So check that one out as well. But you guys look fairly seasoned. You know what you're doing, so that's great. So what I wanted to just go back over is this presentation mode, which we're using right now. We're quite excited about it because it's really purpose-built for doing presentations. You can fully brand it. You can control the scoreboard, podium, and animations. So I haven't really shown you that, but you can actually go back over this. You can see some points showing up there. Sometimes the points are effective because you want to have that kind of competitive spirit. Sometimes you just don't want them there because they just sort of get in the way. That's up to you now. You have total control over the experience as you go through the presentation. There's also, you might see these things called reactions. So in the controller, there's this thing you can sort of tap, and you can get, you can see some hearts coming up there now. Yeah, great. I'm glad you like that, and glad you found that. So that's something we're going to build out as well. So there's a lot of that kind of like energy in a Kahoot that people have, like they want to exercise some of that. So that's a really wonderful way for them just to sort of participate and interact on a slide, which is otherwise quite static. So I'm glad you guys have found reactions. We're also, as I mentioned, we're building out this Q&A feature. We really want to make it, of course, a two-way discussion for everybody out there. So this Q&A feature is starting to come together really nicely. And I'm really happy to say that this fall, we're actually working on bringing in moderation. So if you ever imagine if you're having a giant event, a town hall, or whatever it might be, and you really just need to make sure the quality is, and the time is limited, right? You don't have time to answer, 100 questions. You have time to answer 5 questions. So you want to be able to, of course, moderate those, have the option to sort of upvote those questions, and make sure that if you want to make them anonymous, because obviously sometimes anonymous, folks want to be anonymous, right? Because of course they have a question, it might be a difficult question. They want to have that option, and they need to have a companion sort of moderator as well. So all of that's coming this fall. So do stay tuned to that. And of course, you can kick things off with the existing Q&A function as we have it now. But really excited to say that this is on the way. All right, so that was engaging live training. Next is really around reinforcing key learning with bite-sized content. So Kahoot's pretty famous for the live training. But maybe you didn't know this, but we were actually also building out our whole self-study platform. In fact, we actually have really great formats for learning on your own, either through, this, as you can see here, is a fully branded experience using what we call the employee app, which is available on Kahoot 360 for enterprises. There's either, that's the very best of what you can do, but there's also some just simple ways that you can actually consume some of the content on your own on the web. That doesn't necessarily need to be as advanced as this, but either way, there are really great ways for either, it could be desk employees, or very often we see like non-desk employees. Talk about the Gen Z that we just went through. This is a great way for them to actually consume some of the learning content, some of the engaging content on the fly and on their own device. So I think this is something that we're really, really excited about, and we see more and more companies really embracing this. A couple things they can do with it, of course, employees, they can learn. So you can create full-blown courses in Kahoot. You can both the learner themselves, of course, can assess. So go through the different learning material, assess, like, did I get this? Did I not get this? The trainer can also do the same thing, and then do some evaluation as well. Do some follow-up surveys and polls to ensure that we're all on track. So not a lot of people knew about this, but this is really an area that we're building out and we're really excited about, because all of the same, I think what's important as well is all of the same live Kahoots are using for live training. You could also repurpose those and use those for synchronous training, like as I'm describing here, plus layer in some different assessment, polling, etc. on top. So you can actually do a bit more with that as well. And I wanted to share, hey, we just did some privacy training here at Kahoot. I only got 83% correct, which is quite frankly not my proudest moment. Should have been a little bit higher than that. So I actually went back over this using the dashboard to actually correct all of the things I got wrong. And of course, I got this cool little certificate, which you can customize as well. This is our competence hub, we call it internally. You can create your own kind of learning environment where employees can be excited about the result they get, and of course and be get achievements such as a course certificate. So I just wanted to share that because nobody's perfect, but I think if you have the good data and of course you have engaged employees, they'll take the onus to actually get to 100%. Which is really what we want to see over time. All right. The next one I wanted to share with you, I am super, super duper excited about. And that is really, again, we're really, we're famous for this sort of live training, especially like team or social learning component. We really wanted to challenge ourselves, like, how can we take that experience of that fun factor that we have of playing live together, especially in a team? How can we take that to a self-study / asynchronous kind of format? So what we've done is we've created a new way to play Kahoot called missions. And we really believe this is going to be the best way to bring teams together. That will really help them turn tasks really into motivating team challenges with training, onboarding, communications, and more. This is very, very early access. It's only available for Kahoot 360 for enterprises. Nobody has even heard of this before. This is the first time anyone is seeing this. So if you are on enterprise, Kahoot 360 enterprise, do reach out and we'll be very happy to have you try this out. And we really want to get some feedback from you guys to make this the best possible experience. We're excited about it. So I just wanted to show how it looks in practice. So again, available on Kahoot 360. So essentially, you can imagine you have a course that you're going to share with your employees. In this case, it's about customer support. You have different teams, so you can just assign it to a team. The team itself will play through the course, and then they'll actually, as they complete, they'll contribute to completing the mission, which we're visualizing in this case as building a rocket. So people feel they see some output from the kind of learning that they're doing, and they're doing it together. So there's a social contract around that. As they get closer, they can actually launch the rocket and then feel good that they have completed the training together. And more than that, of course, you saw there were several teams there. So all of those teams are actually competing with each other. So again, we bring that sort of live, playful competitiveness that really, as part of the DNA of Kahoot, we bring that to asynchronous, which I think is going to be really, really fun to see how that plays out over time. So we think this is unique. And again, we really want your feedback. So if you are on Kahoot 360 for enterprises, do reach out. And we'd be really excited to get you started with this Kahoot missions on 360. All right, moving right along. I covered this kind of already, but I just wanted to sort of reinforce it. I mean, Kahoot's a very powerful platform. There's a lot of really great interactive ways to create engaging learning sessions. But what it all boils down to in the end is incredible analytics for trainers, for HR people, even just for any manager, and even yourself, to actually figure out, what is it that I've learned? What is it that where are the gaps? If you're doing a presentation or a training, where are the areas that I can improve? So all of this analytics, every time we play a Kahoot, it is captured, and you can use that analytics to your benefit. And you can even aggregate those Kahoots together. So if you want to see how that's actually progressing over time, you can do that as well. So if you haven't really looked deeply at this, I really encourage you to reach out to your customer success manager, like Connor, for example, on the call. Connor, rest in peace, your inbox. But I think this is one of the things that I think we would love you guys to really dig into, because it's, once you understand the power of some of the analytics on the platform, you really kind of unlock Kahoot, actually. Then you're like, okay, now I get it. Now I know why it's, so the engagement is a means to an end, which is really this sort of understanding of how people are learning, really. Great. And the last thing I wanted to say is about going back to the Gen Z. It's not enough to just, of course, send courseware out to employees. You have to create a kind of environment where all of that kind of engagement and learning is on demand and accessible. That's what we believe, at least. And that's why we really want to create, if you've used Kahoot, there's this kind of discover page. We want to give the folks on Kahoot 360 for enterprises the keys to actually fully curate that with their own content. So it could be that you want to reinforce some of the values you have for your company. You have the Q3 report or the town hall that you want everyone to go back over and learn again. Anything that, or it could be like just some communication from a department. All of that can be, created with AI, because it could be any document, and then added to the Discover portal, so that and then shared with all employees. Or you can, of course, control the permissions on who will see this and who will not. More than that, you can actually also use this externally as well, if you're using Kahoot on the kind of a brand building side as well, if you're on Kahoot 360 for enterprises. So this is pretty early days, but just to I wanted to give you a little bit of insight as to how we're starting to think about the next level of how to really distribute some of that amazing content you're building for your organizations, and how that can really be not only engagement that you're pushing out there, but also that you're pulling people into some of this content as well. So very, very excited about this one. All right, so I really went around, I covered the 6 pretty quickly. So hopefully some of that was insightful for you. I would love to know, just like I did last time, using the drop pin, which of the 6 ways do you think can really help your workplace the most? So which of these? So we had the 6, little small, but just to go back over them, that was the AI, it was the presentation mode with QA, it was the synchronous bite-sized content you can learn on your own. It was the brand new missions that's coming out. It's the analytics, and it's this way to customize and curate the Discover if you're part of Kahoot 360 Enterprise. Which one of these ways will be most helpful for your workplace? Oh, right, pretty mixed. Okay, very cool. So it's hard to really, I was gonna say pinpoint, but that would be a dad joke. It's hard to really say here which one it is. I guess it's a tie-up between the AI and the bite-sized content, which is really great to see. Also nice to see some love for missions, which I think, again, if you're on enterprise, please reach out. We really want to get this in your hands so you can try that out with your teams. All right, so I think that is going to be it for me. I think normally the last thing is if you are interested to learn a little bit more about Kahoot 360, feel free to reach out to us. If you do want to reach out to us, we have a little poll here. So would you like our Kahoot team to reach out after the work summit for more information? Just let us know if you're interested or not. We know you're interested. And if you're already using Kahoot, let us know. Yes, absolutely, because we probably also have more new things to share. Okay, good. 63%. That's good. Not this time, but we'll see you again for the next session for sure. So thanks so much, everybody, for that. And I guess with that, we can probably conclude this. So one thing I wanted to share with you on this presentation mode is that you don't necessarily need to look at the podium. You can just check the podium. So if it doesn't make sense, you don't have to share it, but if you want to, it's there. So I think in this case, we're kind of interested, or at least I'm interested. So Sherry, number 3, Rhiannon, number 2, and the number 1. It's me. 3 cheers for it's me. Some runners up, Wayne and Kira. Thanks so much, everybody, for playing along in my super long Kahoot today. I hope you really had a good time. I hope you learned something. It was certainly a lot of fun for me. So thank you so much.